Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to yet another episode of the Gentlemen's Club. I'm your host, Marc.antomattei, and today I'm doing an interview and I'm joined by the very incognito YouTube superstar, Mr. Haircut Harry. And yes, that is his real name, first name Haircut, last name Harry.
Thank you.
And I've been hanging out with him for the past 2 days, and what we are getting ready to talk about today, I guess briefly or however long the duration until the conversation is over, is we are going to talk about YouTube success. And I've signed a non-disclosure agreement with him not to talk about anything personal. We're just going to stick to the script. And
if you talk personal, you'll see my belly fly past the camera lens here as I take off into the into the distance there. So,
all right. So starting at the very beginning. These questions are a little bit off the cuff, but I had maybe about an hour to prepare them, so a little bit planned. It's not just floating out there. But going right along to the first question, when you first started, there was no ad revenue on YouTube. When did you start, and when did you make the personal choice to turn YouTube into a business for yourself?
I think because we had one video that was uploaded in 2006 and it was there for about 6 years, and
Yes.
then I just one video.
And even that video was pre-recorded years prior to 2006.
Yeah, we actually recorded it in 1999 in India, and when YouTube came on the scene, then we had this opportunity to share the video to more than just friends and family. So put it up there, and for me it was just great just to see the interest in this video and how this random haircut has this appeal. So basically the one video, that's all we had, was one video on the channel for something like 6 years until 2012, and just got an email from
Sorry. It happens like that sometimes.
If it's not my stomach, it's a motorcycle. So we got an email from Google in 2012 inviting us to monetize the video. So I thought, okay, why not? Let's do that. And at that point, we looked to, I already had another video we recorded in 2010 of a Turkish barber experience, but we had not shared that. And so we just decided at that point we're going to rebrand the channel as Haircut Harry and focus on doing this travel and barbershop experiences and share that on the channel.
Okay, very nice. So, in the beginning, after the start of the ad revenue, were you happy to be in the niche of haircut videos, or do you dream of doing something different now?
I think I was happy that people wanted to watch it and stuff. It was, to me, it was fun. It was fun to have these unique experiences around the world and then share that experience on YouTube. So I was, prior to that, I was trying to do other documentary kind of projects, personal
Yes.
projects that didn't pan out and didn't quite work out and cost a lot of money. But for some reason, just these haircut experiences around the world resonated with people. So it was fun. It still is fun.
Okay. And when did you actually start to see some money coming in after the ad revenue began in 2012?
Immediately, but it comes in trickles because there's only one video.
Yes.
So the biggest barrier was editing the videos, because even back in 2012, then back in 2012, the cost of software was, Final Cut Pro. They were just going from Final Cut Pro to Final Cut Pro X or 10, and the old version of Final Cut Pro was about $3,000 for a license.
Yes.
The new version was a lot cheaper, so that made it a lot more affordable. Other editing software was, again, thousands of dollars, plus the computer, thousands of dollars. So there was a big financial barrier to editing the videos, and it finally became possible in around the same time, 2012, when Final Cut Pro X came out, and the cost of a laptop and the software made it it's a stretch, but it made it more obtainable
To get into.
And learn the actual editing and learn that side of it.
Interlude here, a quick question. That initial video, were you able to edit that prior to, or you just shot that straight through, and that includes any flaws inside of there, I guess, so to speak?
Yeah, there was an original video, the original edited version of the Bombay haircut experience was done on a cheap $100 auto editing thing. It basically would edit your photos and clips, set it to music, and you had no control over it. It took the beat of the music and you wind up with some kind of thing, so to speak. And when we uploaded that original video to YouTube, there are tons of comments. Had more thumbs down than it had thumbs up, and a lot of comments from people saying, hey, it's like the flash in the light is going to cause an epileptic fit. and so, but I couldn't change it because I couldn't afford any other way to edit the video. But yeah, so that was the version that was up there for the first 6 years. 2012, I took it down and took the clips that we had still and re-edited it as a complete experience.
So now things are in reach for everybody to begin filmmaking.
I would say so, yeah. Yes. And it gets cheaper and cheaper.
A lot of people are just recording videos on their phone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, your 4K on your cell phone is way better than the camera's capabilities of what we filmed that original video with 20 years ago.
Yes. If you could find an equivalent cultural experience to haircuts that you initially wanted to share, what's the possibility you could start a second channel focused on just that?
Okay, number one, I think I'd have to come up with something completely unique and original and stuff. And we kind of stumbled across the haircut experience when we were traveling around the world and really trying to document the travel. There's a lot of travel YouTube channels out there doing things and doing stuff. I was trying to do something like that 20 years ago.
Primarily it wasn't so much about the haircut, but you were focused on just the travel experience and trying to portray that to the viewer.
I'd done a lot of travel in the past and had taken some photography, some photos and things, but I really wanted to show the experiences, the personal experiences, and it was not possible because there was no video camera, there was no digital video cameras back then, and if there was, then you'd have to buy a broadcast quality camera, and it would cost like tens of thousands of dollars, so it was just not possible. In '99, I was really struggling trying to do what now people do as travel vlogs or travel things, but I lacked the experience and I wasn't pulling it off. But the one thing that I got was the barbershop as a complete experience. And so that's how that came about. If I was, I think if I was going to do another channel, you'd have to think of something that was completely original, not, because the YouTube is saturated really for travel bloggers and vloggers and things. And I'd have to have a lot more time because this one YouTube channel takes up, just doing the haircuts and the few vlogs that we do, it takes up more. It needs more time than what we have right now.
You're at about 177,000 subscribers, give or take, and how many millions of views? Over 50 million?
Yeah, I think it's over 50 million total right now.
I would say, in my own eyes, I would deem you as a successful YouTube channel, and I think most would, but the money's not just flying off of the trees, necessarily?
There was a really good article written not too long ago, and it was basically saying that only the top 3% of YouTube channels make more than 1 million views a month.
Yes.
We're making about 2 million views a month right now. And
yes.
It generates just about enough for us to keep going.
Yes.
It doesn't make us rich.
It's a little bit more than breaking even. Like you can.
Yeah.
You got a little bit of revenue.
I mean, it's tight. Yeah,
yes.
It's very tight. It's like going paycheck to paycheck. and
Yes.
we certainly can't stay at luxury resorts or anything like that.
Yeah, but I still appreciate what you're doing because you're your own boss. Many people would still kill to be inside of that position.
Until they get there, maybe.
Yeah.
There's high burnout in in the YouTube field.
I can imagine that.
Yeah.
Are you always thinking about now how to maximize profit, or are you just putting out the best quality product that you can and just hoping for the good results to come in, or do these things overlap?
I think we're always looking to improve on the quality of the content or the
Yes.
quality of the video, whether it's the actual video, the audio, how the style, how we film and stuff. It's been a long, there's been a long evolution of doing the videos for the actual haircut experiences. What was the other what was the other part of that question?
It was about maximizing profit.
Yeah.
Are you just thinking about that really now at this point in time, or?
We want to keep going, so obviously
Yes.
money is an issue, is part of the equation.
It has to be.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
honestly speaking.
Yeah, it has
Yes.
to be. You can't, at the end of the day, you can't generate the content without having some kind of capital behind it to do it and stuff. So definitely we're very business-minded in our approach for doing that. We're not, we're penny pinchers. We're really critiquing how we do it, what it costs, and to get the maximum result back. So we're really treating it as a business and a product, and we're creating a product or the content and putting it out there. The purpose is to generate income because we do want to continue doing it.
Yes. So this is a good leeway into, I guess, one of the final questions is, what is the best way to grow and turn it into a self-sustainable business as opposed to just being a hobby for yourself? And I guess this would be advice for others as well.
Don't turn to the bottle. That would be a big one. I would say it's a balance, because you need to be creative and you need to constantly be learning, but you also need to be business savvy. So you need to be smart with how you operate it from a business perspective, from an accounting perspective. There's so much more that goes into it with the social media, media planning and putting the whole thing out, promoting it, and just getting, pulling it together. So it really is a complex, pretty involved process, and it's just not a creative process. And I don't know if I've really answered that well. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Okay, what is the best piece of advice that you can give to a new YouTube startup channel that's looking? Yes.
If you want to, maybe list a few pieces of, it's like use YouTube as a creative opportunity. It's a great platform just to create content or create things and put it out
as
there.
an outlet for self-expression.
Yeah, to develop your own style and to develop your own kind of interests. So focus on your interests and create the content and put it out there. Don't get put off by the negative comments, because you're going to get some pretty bad comments, and the best thing to do is just to switch off and ignore it. Toughen up a little and just don't engage and move on, and focus your energy on creating the content and creating what you're doing. The other thing would be to don't copy everybody else. You can go out there and you can go to a barber shop and get a haircut, but you're not going to be Haircut Harry. It's maybe you'll get lucky and be better than me and push me aside, but the probability is that you're just copying me and you're not yourself. So you really got to be yourself and figure out what you like doing, and then use that to create the content and to share it. And then the other thing is you really have to come into it with a business mindset. So you have to be very analytical with everything you do. So look at it, use the statistics that YouTube provides, and then treat everything you do from a business perspective. So you do this, you invest in this, is it likely to generate a return for you? Is it going to benefit you one way or another? And not get caught up emotionally in the creative side of it, and be very analytical with everything you do. from, you know, what camera you use to why you use it to this video did well, why did it do well, could I not necessarily duplicate it because you don't want to keep going doing the same video, but what elements of that video resonated with your audience, and what more content could you produce that is similar, or, you know, would trigger the same kind of reaction from your audience.
This is kind of rhetorical, but as well, don't expect overnight success.
Absolutely, it takes a lot of work, and most people probably give up, you know, for way too soon because they don't get that instant success. It's not going to happen like that. And our channel, it's you know, 2012 to 2009. That's 7 years. It took 5 years of working day jobs and juggling, you know, personal vacation time and creating the content and building up the skills and developing it to where we are now. And it's only been the past 2 years where financially it really started to pay off, and only the past 1 year where we've been able to keep going without having to juggle YouTube and a day job, or 2 jobs in our case, because of Mystery Woman as well, because it's actually not just me, it's me and Mystery Woman, and we're both at it day and night, 7 days a week.
And that's the thing that a lot of people don't see, is the behind the scenes.
Yeah, a lot of people think that we are having this, you know, luxury lifestyle of traveling around the world and doing
a big
this.
film crew following you around.
That would be good. Yeah, that would be good. Catch me tripping over things and have a laugh a minute out of that. Yeah. But it's not. It's really not like that. And it's like I said, it's a business. We're not traveling for pleasure. We get some personal pleasure out of it because we're filming and sharing that, but it's not a vacation. And we're here in this hotel, and at least 2 days we were locked up in the hotel, didn't leave, because we were working on stuff, getting caught up on things, preparing for the filming we did earlier today, you know, preparing the next stage of this journey. So there's a lot of, we can't work enough to do it. There's no downtime.
I think I got a perfect way to end this. Do you think you get out of it what you put into it? Are you a firm believer in that?
Hopefully you get more out of it than what you put into it. It's one of those things, and again, I don't view, we obviously enjoy what we're doing despite all the work that goes into it, otherwise we wouldn't do it. But at the same time, it's like, I God forbid if I had to, actually I shouldn't say God forbid, cut that. I joke about, ask me the question again, because I forgot it. Do
you think you get out of it what you put into it? Are you a firm believer in that?
I think that you, to get anything back, you have to put a lot of hard work into it, and you have to keep going and keep being persistent about it, and kind of like, you know, knuckle-headed at times sometimes, and keep doing it even though it's not generating the response you need or the response you're hoping for, because that's part of the process of doing it. I think that, yeah, we work a lot harder than some of the day jobs and contract jobs that I've had to do in the, you know, sometimes it's nice to think, oh, we can work that job and just take that paycheck and then have all this time to do stuff. It's nice that we're able to merge what we enjoy doing with this and generate an income from it. I don't see the YouTube thing as, we've been doing it for 7 years now, but I've never seen it as being a long-term opportunity.
Yes. Because
the platform is changing, and it's going to go off in a, you know, it's not what it is. The platform will not be what it is in 5 years, what it is today, and it's not what it was 7 years ago when we started.
There's a possibility it could change for the better, but
it could change for the better, but exclude us. So
that's wishful thinking.
So I'm not. Yeah. So it's you know, it could change for the, you know, the better for the platform, and we could be part of that, or we could no longer fit with what they're looking for, or what their business plan or anymore. So I don't see it as a a job for 10 years or something. And when you get as old as me, as I'm not going to say how old I am, but I've not done one job my entire life and stuff. So it's really a case of building skills up and being prepared for that next opportunity and building and building and building as you go. And if you manage to do this indefinitely, then I would say you're very, very lucky. Otherwise, I would say you use what skills you have and move on to the next thing, because there will be something else.
Okay, I guess with that we'll close things out. I'm going to say thank you very much, Harry.
Thank you.
I appreciate you all for watching. Salute to you wherever you may be out in the world. And as always, gentlemen, remember to keep it classy.
And have some fun.
And have some fun.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.